Brothers and sisters, a warm welcome to you today. Today we're going to look at the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, 12. It says, "There is a way that appears right to a man, but that way it leads to hell." So, you also see in this verse, by another verse, we can also say, "My people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge." There are various ways which we may seem they are right, but they are not right towards the Lord. So we're going to look at these ways. Let us start. It's pleasant. Let us start with marriage life. So, brothers and sisters, let us read the book of Corinthians from chapter 7, verse 10. It says, "To the married I give this command, not I but the Lord. A wife must not separate from her husband, but if she does, she must remain unmarried or else be reconciled to her husband, and her husband must not divorce his wife." So, brothers and sisters, we are obliged as married people, we are not supposed to divorce our wife. Remember, even Jesus said, "Don't you know he who made you one from the beginning, who joined you together, made you one." So we're not supposed to divorce. And if it's in the case of sexual morality, we are ought to stay single or be reconciled to the one whom we divorced. We're not supposed to marry any other man or any other woman. Also, second thing, it's about women covering their hair in worship. You see, Paul talks about that verse. That verse, he says that a woman must cover her hair. It's a way of honoring God. A man must not cover her hair because he was made in the image of God. Also, Paul further clarifies that it's a way to keep off angels. Literal meaning, cannot know what it really meant, but it's something we have to follow. Also, that verse ends, it says, "If anybody wants to be contentious with this, we do not have that practice here in the church of Corinth or any church that professes to worship God." We say this thing in the modern day churches. They do not follow these things. But if we look even in 1950s, 1960s, they had that practice. And you cannot say that practice is something or something that was written in the Bible. As God's children, we need to follow that. Also, another thing, it's about modesty dressing. It talks about women of God, women who profess to follow God, spiritual women. As spiritual women, you have to dress with modesty. As both Timothy and Peter said, not with elaborative hairstyles, not with pearls, gold, but we should dress with modesty. You need to ask yourself what you dress with that modesty. For instance, if you wear tight pants, miniskirts, can you really say that is modesty? Even if you say that God looks at the intention of the heart, can you really have a pure heart when you dress miniskirt and those tight pants? Can you also have a pure heart when you keep these Jezebel products, these things, modern adornment? Remember, this adornment, if you look even the history, they came from Egypt, especially these elaborative hairstyles. In ancient Egypt, they had a practice to honor these desert snakes. So you find those hairstyles they made in a way, some of them looked like snakes. And even if you do research, you can find them. So we also see these things like tattoos. In the ancient times, tattoos were things of slaves. Slaves had to be tattooed. We also look at these things like ahils. If we look at the ancient Roman society, ancient Babylon, the hills were worn by prostitutes. It was a way of identifying them. So you see, brothers and sisters, women need to dress modesty. Also, men, we need to lead these families in the right ways, in the ways of God. Timothy also said, and even Peter said, we need to love our wives so that nothing may hinder our prayers to God. You need not to be violent to your wife, and a woman should also respect your own husband. You should not take authority over a man, but you should be submissive, just as Sarah was submissive to Abraham and called her a Lord, so that also nothing may hinder the prayers or the blessings of God. Remember, even Proverbs says, a wise wife builds her own home with her own wisdom, but a foolish wife destroys her home by her own foolishness. Even Proverbs talks of a noble woman. So all women, we should be noble women. Just like these women, there are noble women in the Bible. We see like Deborah. We see even like the wife of Nabal. Though Nabal was a fool, but his wife was a noble woman. So also, we need to keep away vanity. These things that do not glorify God look like entertainment that do not glorify God. Things in this entertainment they promote, let us look like this: sexual morality, violence. They promote a form of modern witchcraft, where innocently you see people like they are opening portals, flying these things, and you take them as entertainment. But you should ask ourselves, is God glorified in that way when you see people acting like extraterrestrial beings? And you know, these extraterrestrial beings, if it's not God or angels, these are rather demons or other things that they are portraying. So we need to be very, very vigilant. And anything that promotes pride, arrogance, we should get away from that thing. Particularly if that thing has a wider following, that is an idol. So we need to be very, very, very vigilant, and we need to follow the things of God. So, brothers and sisters, I really thank you for this day, and may the Spirit of Elohim be with you and may it direct you. Thank you.